Hello and welcome to 1851 Franchise's latest series, Lessons from Multi-Unit Franchisees. Today I am joined by Sonal Patel, Woodhouse Spa's franchisee. How are you doing today, Sonal?
Doing good. How are you, Erica?
I'm good, thank you. So let's start by learning a little bit about you and your background. So can you tell me your story and how did you find your way into franchising?
Oh, I have been in franchising for almost 2 decades, over 2 decades now. Um, Getting into franchising, it was actually just an opportunity. You know how opportunities just come through the door, and that's exactly how it happened. I was at home with my firstborn. I used to work in clinical research before, but was at home, and my husband just up and left one day with a friend, and went to an open house for a QSR international brand franchise restaurant, and went in and was like, oh, this will give you so much more flexibility. It will be so good. And that's how I got into my first franchising back in like probably 2003, 2004. So I did that. From there, I went into education. So I had two locations for educational franchise brand. And then from there, I came into Woodhouse, and that's what I have right now.
Awesome. That's, quite a journey and a lot of great experience under your belt. Did you consider scaling your business right from the start?
Always. I mean, with Woodhouse, yes, that was always the case. And that's what I have done for all my franchisees. We went from like one restaurant to like six of them, and did that for a period of like 10 years. When I got into my educational franchise, I went from like one location to two locations. And then, in Woodhouse, that is exactly the same thing. I have one location in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, and we are in the next phase of expansion with, hopefully looking for places to open up somewhere in Durham, Chapel Hill, West Cary area.
Oh,
Yep.
that's really exciting. When you're evaluating a franchise opportunity, how do you evaluate the franchisor?
You know what? It's definitely, of course, you do your own earnest research anytime you go in. So for me, it's important to meet the corporate team and talk to them and find out what their vision is. And with Woodhouse, it was a fabulous experience for us. Honestly, they are a growing company. They are extremely supportive and very, very cognizant of helping franchisees grow with them. And that's when you are in that growing sector, that is very, very important. Big franchisees that already have like 1,000, 2,000 locations, that to me, I feel like that little bit of interpersonal relation that you have when you are at that at that phase where it's not crazy big, but you are part of that growing process, just gives you a lot more motivation, number one, and also makes you feel so much more successful, right, when you grow along with the franchisor.
Yeah, that makes a lot
Yeah,
of
and
sense.
so that has been exceptional with Woodhouse Spa. It has been fun to bring in my location was one of the first locations to have their new concept. The new concept of the way they Woodhouse visualize themselves with the warm earthy textures and a little bit of a modern concept coming into it. So growing with them and planning with them the whole new spa was a fabulous process.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on right now with all the new franchisees that keep entering the system too.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a great time to get involved.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what roadblocks or challenges have you faced in going from one unit to multiple?
So I think it's the biggest is always the location, right? Trying to find the right location, and I say like that pretty much makes or breaks your venture. So to me, it is so very important to take your time and to figure out where will be the next successful, you know, the next successful part of the business, right? So just taking time and figuring the location. Of course, in today's market, construction is a big deal, finding the right. And 100% Woodhouse helps with that because they have their own team of national builders. So they support you every step of the way in terms of how you're going to build out. But there's always going to be those little management construction issues that is always going to come into play. Um, Cost of construction is quite high right now, so trying to find the middle ground and getting it to where it is feasible from a franchisee point of view as well as from a business point of view, from the corporate point of view, to get to a decision with all of these things aligned is the challenge, is the biggest challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Um, what advice would you give first-time franchisees who are interested in becoming, successful multi-unit franchisees?
Oh, if for anybody who is wanting to, like, get into a second franchise, or a different business venture, I always say that first and foremost, it's definitely very, very important to make sure you have a genuine interest and passion for whatever you're going to go into. It being your second or your third venture, you already know. I will only say from my own personal experience, I knew like this was something that I definitely wanted to do. My passion for wellness and for health and for beauty related trends um, really gave me that motivation, right, to do what I'm doing for this franchise, right, for my business. Second part is making sure you do your own thorough research. You make sure, like, in terms of your own financial goals, the franchisee and the franchisor financial goals, like you've met all those, you're looking up over your business plans, you have all those ducks in a row, if I can say, right? So you can be successful as you step forward and do what you're doing. And like I said before, the third most important thing is the location. Please spend as much time as you can doing your own good research in terms of demographics, in terms of everything that will help you make that particular business successful at that location.
Hmm.
Because that's 90% of the business, is what I have found after 20 plus years.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like our audience to know?
Believe in yourself and do what you have to do. I can truly say that when you enjoy what you are doing, it's rarely I have seen anybody who's not been successful, and that can be anything that you do, right? So just enjoy what you're doing and have fun with it and work hard, and everything else follows.
Awesome. Well, that's all I had for you, but thank you so much for joining us, Sonal, and thank you for sharing your experience.
I'm glad and happy to do it. It was nice meeting you, Erica.